Time for America's #1 new podcast, The Reality Check. These guys believe reality is the truth as they see it. The Reality Check. Now, here's your host, Mike Scully.
Well, hello, America. We're back, and it's the Thursday we've been waiting for about 6 to 8 weeks, huh, boys?
Absolutely.
Yes.
The NFL opens up tonight with the Chefs playing the Ravens.
Great googly moogly.
Well, I'm joined in studio as always. I got my main man from Florida State University, Freeze U, C-Nic. How you doing, Johnny?
Welcome.
Are you surviving?
I am.
We'll get into that. And then obviously the boy we found wandering around Mobile, the University of South Alabama's own Patrick Trick Leslie.
Just very happy to be here again, Scully.
I love your t-shirt. We'll get into that too. And obviously our man Yoda, Carl, C-Nic Nicolosi. What do you say, C-Nic?
Looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, you especially probably a Monday night.
Yes, sir.
And then always on the board, we got the owner of Shooter's Bar and Grill. He is not a Black Hawk Down this week. He is ready to roll. The Shooter.
Go Pack, go.
The big guy.
Well, hey guys, how about it?
How
we
are
ready
you?
to have some fun?
Absolutely.
I got news that probably blew up the internet today. I learned about it watching McAfee. Bill Belichick is on Instagram.
You mean his publicist put him on Instagram?
Well, the great thing is when he introduced himself, he said he was on InstaFace.
And there you go.
It's because the only way he could communicate with his 20-year-old girlfriend.
I think she's
Oh.
Don't
Shooter
be
shot
jealous.
across
Don't
the
be
bow.
jealous.
Somebody's
Well,
jealous.
that in his wallet.
Green-eyed monster.
Shot across the bow from the Shooter. Well, let's start off. We'll get into the full slate of the NFL games and we'll get into college football and all that. But let's talk about number one, the NFL and their decision to take these two poor teams down to Sao Paulo, Brazil.
They're not happy.
Oh, what the blank were they thinking?
Well, when I think of Brazil, I think of Carnival and good times, half-naked women, beaches that are phenomenal, everyone in shape, unlike here where we're all fat. I think of good times, but apparently that's not the case. Isn't this what you've been told?
Sao Paulo, highest rate of crime of any city in the world. That's just
stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And then they tell us it's fire season. So the air quality on a scale of 1 to 10 is like a 3 for the players. And the players have been told they can't leave the hotel because of crime. So you're going to fly, what did we figure out? Was 15,000 miles, 10 hours?
Scully. Expand the brand. Marketing 101. Open the border. All of South America comes in. They're gonna be football fans before you know it.
C-Nic, you play that other football game. I'll call it football for
Which
you.
Which is the best game on the planet.
Okay, and expanding the brand into Europe.
Allegedly.
Obviously going into the right of the heart, but the people south of the equator can't give two shits about American football. So number one, you're putting 106 players, coaches at risk.
Precisely the reason to have the game down there.
Well,
So
I disagree with it. So there's
negative, man.
Okay. You want me to be negative? You know what we're gonna jump to then? We're gonna jump to that hill I'm dying on, boys. Did you see her last night?
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, come on, boys.
I saw the stats, but I didn't watch that shit.
How could you not see it?
24, 10, and 10.
Why would you even ask Patrick
She
that?
must around and got a
that question.
triple-double. I get it. Little
They've
Ice
made
Cube
the
plug.
playoffs.
Awesome.
First time since 2016. You know me. I'm into trying to promote this show, and I'm on social media 24/7 for us. You
Agreed.
know that.
Yep.
And the Twitter feeds, I can't stand. And again, it comes back to probably where we are in this world, and especially in this country, that you're either love or hate. There's no in between. But
Very divided.
The Cheryl Swopes, former MVP, Hall of Famer for the WNBA, she needs to shut the fuck up because she's flat wrong. All right. And she's a racist. So that's a whole nother topic that we're not going to delve into.
Aaron, 1 second. Aaron, just get him a quadruple X Caitlin Clark jersey next time. Just please. Just let's get it over with. He can wear it next show, and then we can, go move on, right?
Absolutely.
That could be the start of something even bigger.
Well,
So that's your task. I want to see
Is that our
the
task?
big guy, yeah.
Well, you look at just from career statistics, you've got the most career games with 20 and 10, 20 points, 10 assists. All right. It took Courtney Vandersloot 422 games to get to 10. It took that whining bitch, Diana Taurasi. She's got 9, but it took her 356 games. Caitlin's got 7, and she's done it in 34.
Shazam.
Bam. I mean, the proof
Way
is
to
in
go, Caitlin.
proof is in the pudding. So you guys know I'm dying on that hill. So I just, when's it going to stop? When are they going to appreciate what they do? And they're going to try to say that Angel Reese is the rookie of the year. Have you ever watched her play basketball? It's like watching Plinko. Bing bong, bing bong. She gets her own rebound. She has 10 rebounds in the game, but she's 2 for 20 from 6 feet and in.
I can honestly say I've never watched Angel Reese play basketball.
I don't know who she is.
Okay, shut the hell up.
So, but I will say something.
It's
in
a
your
very
defense.
cool name. I like
I do
Angel
too.
Reese.
Angel Reese. It's kind of like, welcome to the stage, Angel.
No,
You're not-
Cinnamon.
I have no bone to
that's
pick.
a cool name.
I have no bone to pick with
So
her.
is Yasmin. So
But
is Cinnamon.
to compare the two players, number one doesn't even look like an athlete.
Working on tips and tips alone, baby.
That's not what I was saying.
I know,
Reese,
but that's
it's like
it is a very
it's like
pretty
a
name.
James Bond name or
But
something.
like Pussy Galore. It was a great James Bond girl. Fact of the matter is, to your point, Scully, real quick, I was listening to Dan Patrick today, and he said that Scully can't even talk, but she was a Bond girl, by the way. And then you always have the Austin Powers guys, a lot of vagina. Those are always good too. Anyway, he was talking about how she got a triple-double, and he wished people didn't have them because it makes it sound like they had a great game. And that's the whole definition of a triple-double, because they have a great game. But his point was, once again, a backsided compliment, because he pointed out quickly that she had 7 turnovers and that it made it a good game. She had a great month, but it was just a good game, even though she had a triple-double.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm saying she would be the first to tell you that she's got to stop turning the ball over.
100%. But my point is, someone like Dan Patrick, who has the entire sports world listening to him, isn't even fully behind her. So good luck with her teammates.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll die on that hill. Whether it'd probably be over tonight, over 27 Coors Lights, but I'm dying on that hill. All right, let's transition then to we found out PGA versus Liv that Brooks and Bryson are going to take on Rory and Scotty in Vegas in December for a primetime event on TNT.
I think they might have stacked the team a little bit in the PGA's favor.
Oh, you think Rory and Scotty are going to take down Brooks and Bryson?
The number 1 player in the world? Yeah. Did you just watch the FedEx Cup? Which, by the way, shout out to myself. I called it. No one could catch him. No one called him. Wasn't close. Well done, son.
All right. Since you are on fire, no pun intended,
Yes.
and pay the man his money, I'll give you a little credit there. But I think Brooks and Bryson win that.
I'm pulling for him too. But you got the number 1. You got Michael Jordan playing with whoever, Larry Bird, let's say. And then you've got, I don't know, Barkley and Magic playing. Jordan and Bird are going to whoop their ass. It's going to be close,
thinking.
but they're not.
It's just wishful thinking.
Wishful
That's,
thinking.
Everybody wants to bring the number 1 guy down a peg or two.
I want Brooks and
Bryson.
to win. I like both of them better than I like Rory. So that alone, I'm pulling for him. But
Well, Bryson's social media
Rory.
game
Everybody
is the best.
loves Rory. Come on. I mean, he's Irish.
he's a little whiny bitch. Did you not see the Ryder Cup when the guy sunk a putt to royally screw him over, and his caddy and him were like pulling out a tampon right then on the green? Come on.
He's got passion, man. Don't be picking on the Irish.
He's bitching at the fact that you're taking too long to celebrate. Why don't you take a long walk off a short pier?
He can't go on a short pier because he can't get on it.
He got paid back by missing that putt. So it's like you don't have to worry about hating on him. He's gotten.
I'm just saying, of the 4, I like him the least.
All right. Well, we'll see how that and see where the betting game goes from there. All right. We'll finish the first segment with a popular topic amongst us, the all-you-can-eat type guys that we are. How about our boy Joey Chestnut taking down 82 hot dogs in 10 minutes to dispatch of Kobayashi for the final time?
Disgusting.
I so wish I could burp right now.
Get in my belly.
I don't think, did they have water? Did they let him use water?
I don't know.
Not this one, no.
They didn't. Did they shoot?
No water, and they had buns. Didn't they have buns? They ate buns too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So 82 hot dogs and buns with no water. Wow.
It's
He's a
it's
champion.
6 days later.
He's a
and
champion.
They're still.
I've got a turtle head poking egg.
Eating cotton.
Ain't that the truth? Been there, done that. My man Trick and I, we've tried to do a couple of those and been successful, broke records,
Yes.
but boy, oh boy, I died for about 2 days after.
At least it was
Yeah.
a cowboy steak, and it wasn't something like with God knows what the hell they make it with.
Oh, wow.
Lips
I'm
and
a-
assholes.
I'm on the
I didn't
board.
want to say that.
I'm on the board at Shula's in Naples. I'm on the board at Cold Beers and Cheeseburgers in Scottsdale.
Nice.
And I'm on the board in Milwaukee at
Yes.
General Goolsby's.
That is correct.
And then obviously Cheeseburger out on the island. Patrick and I took down the 2-pound burger, 2-pound shake, and an order of fries with bacon.
With bacon.
And
It was good.
I asked the question, why? Because you can.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And Scully, didn't you break the record? I think
I
you
did break the record.
With 13 minutes?
13 minutes, 23 seconds.
And they gave you what, 30 minutes to do it?
Yep.
And I took 28 of those 30 and enjoyed it.
So what did you get?
Got a free t-shirt and a picture on social media. Just what I needed.
Yay.
Oh, my best one, though, is 7 1-pound patties with my kids out in Scottsdale. My young Jack at the time, he was blown away. Dad just absolutely housed 7 burgers.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I have no desire to go be Joey Chestnut or Kobayashi. All right. We'll get into the next segment. We're going to transition to college football. Depressing Knowles and Gators. We'll have a little conflict about that. But as always, we want to have you follow us on X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Please follow, like, and subscribe. And again, we want to thank our folks at 3 City Pizza, and we'll be back in just a minute. Thank you. Welcome back to the Reality Check. And as always, please follow us, like, and subscribe on X, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And again, always thanking to our great folks over at 3 City Pizza, the best pizza in Southwest Florida. Well, gentlemen, let's transition to college football.
Let's do it.
All right. I look at you two. I'm going to keep Carl out of this because I'm worried about him on other reasons, but I'm worried about you two with the Knowles and the Gators. College football is better when both those teams are relevant. And I don't think this is a year that either one of them is going to end up being relevant.
I would completely agree. Johnny, I think this is your chant.
And just so you boys know that right now, the little short we put out with you two arguing back and forth has been the most popular thing we've done to date. So,
Well, actually, I feel it really
except
do.
for Ginger King 1, I'm coming for you, buddy. You didn't say something real nice about me on the damn thing. I'm going to come and find you.
Well, he's cursed enough. He's a ginger. It's
Yeah.
okay. The whole point that I actually feel bad for Florida State. I want them to win until they play us. Because like you said, football is better with them. I'm probably one of the few Gator fans that actually feel that way, which is why John tolerates me. But yeah, unfortunately, last year they gambled on 17 studs from other players, from other teams that didn't work out. They gelled. They came together. No one saw them coming. The key component is the quarterback was phenomenal. And this year they made the same bet, and it came up snake eyes.
Yeah. My prediction of them losing 3 or 4 games may be too low.
That's
I mean, and that's nuts. And somebody sent me a something about Texas. What was that? Where they went?
I
they
gave you
ran the table, and then they went 5-13 or whatever.
I gave you
it
Sam
was.
Acho. They went to the national championship game, lost to Alabama, came back the following season, were picked preseason number 1, and went 5-7
Right.
I think that
because they didn't have a quarterback.
Right.
probably going to see something like that. Unfortunately, I believe in Norville. And you can always interject. He's got guys. They needed a quarterback. He's got people that go out and scout. Sold him on, TJ, that he would fit, the mold. And one thing about Florida State, I'm not knocking on TJ, but they are a running quarterback team. The only time we've ever really shined is when we had a Jameis Winston, a Charlie Ward.
Well, Charlie could run though too. He could escape.
Charlie
and run.
was one of the best. I
Yeah.
mean,
Heisman Trophy
and then,
winner.
then you have Jordan Travis. So the time where they were the most electric was when they had a stud running quarterback. I could say the same thing for Florida. Tim Tebow, give him the ball. I mean, he was a running.
But you also had Warfel, who didn't run at all, who lit it up. I mean,
I'm talking about like just now. That's just the name of the game. I hear what you're saying, but the name of the game in college football and even in the pros right now is having a quarterback that can run.
A dual threat.
Yeah, a dual threat, which is exactly why
A Josh Allen.
Yeah, when you're looking at fantasy, if everybody's looking for, okay, who's the guy that can run and throw? So that's my take. Anyway, it's all right. We had a good year last year. So, at least ripping the Band-Aid off. Now I don't have to like be on pins and needles every freaking week.
Well, and as far as Florida goes, Scully, I mean, this is kind of what I didn't want to happen, but thought would happen with the Gators. It's just they just don't have the horses in the stable. It's not that the coach isn't great, but I mean, Miami looked like world beaters.
Miami,
they may be, but we don't know yet. It was only it was the first week for Florida and Miami, and they looked great. Florida looked awful, but again, if they win 3 games, it's what I expect. If they go 500, Napier has done a phenomenal job.
Well, I'm gonna give Coach, and I love both coaches. I don't think the Florida State issue right now is coaching. His clock management over in Dublin was questionable at times. I was talking about that when we were watching the game, but overall, now talent assessment may have to bang him on that, thinking that DJ was going to be the guy. You guys heard me say it a couple weeks ago. He's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He left Clemson. Clemson was very happy to say goodbye. And then Oregon State didn't really fight for him to stay.
Bye, Felicia.
But right now, the most improvement you get at any level of football is between first game and second game. So I think this, let's see where the Gators go.
No, I'm laughing because poor Florida State looked worse.
I thought they did.
No. What was the difference between Dublin and playing against BC? Absolutely nothing. They were identical. The game was exactly the same. Yeah. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
So, again,
so let's
put up 300 yards.
We can judge Florida State right now because they're the first university to ever lose on 2 continents in 2 weeks.
Breaking records.
Yeah. That's what you said last night.
Yeah.
Breaking records.
No such thing as bad publicity.
But I am rooting really hard for Billy Napier. I think he's a quality football coach, so I'm hoping that they show big improvement.
Well, if he doesn't win this week, he might get fired. He might get fired this time.
And I can't disagree with that.
If
but I'm rooting for the guy.
By the way, it's not Stanford; it's Sanford, and I believe they're out of Birmingham.
Well, let's move into another area of obviously I was on record.
Thanks for bringing it up, by the way.
What's that?
Thanks for bringing up Florida State.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It
needed to be said for both teams,
of course.
Yeah.
Both fan bases are struggling. They are.
My advice to you: start drinking heavily.
Yeah, I'm actually the one I'm really.
They've already done that.
The one I'm really worried about, though, truly, deep down in my heart and in the pit of my stomach, we have not seen Mark King since the 2 losses, and his picture was on the internet.
That is
apparently
very true.
He is still somewhere in the Baltic Sea. I talked to him today.
Okay.
Just before the show, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
he's in the Baltic Sea.
The Russians got him?
Russian attack.
Did he say he was coming back?
He did not. He just said he was in the Baltic Sea.
Based on that pick, they sent him to Siberia. That's what happened. He's in freaking Siberia.
Kindly leave.
The ukulele picture. It is one of a kind. But let's move. Obviously, I'm on record. One of my sleeper picks was Nebraska getting to the college football playoff. They have a huge game this week. They host Colorado. Coach Prime and the guys coming in, this is it. Are they going for wins or clicks, which is the big question. They got a talented quarterback. The kid's really good. That Travis Hunter is probably the best player in college football right now. But do they have enough up front to go into Lincoln? Can the Big Red get back to being the Big Red in Lincoln and being an absolute brutal place to play? A lot of that's going on. What do you think, Carl? Give me some insight on the Colorado-Nebraska game.
Sanders had a huge game over 440 yards, 4 touchdown passes. Can he even come close to that? I don't think so. I think he's going to falter. I say Nebraska is going to roll.
All right. C-Nic?
Give me some Prime, baby.
Are you going Prime?
Heck yeah. You got to take a Fort Myers native. I mean, he's got it all. And I'm telling you, I think they're going to put up points to keep up with Nebraska. So I know people like to question what they got going on over there, but I think it's a little something special. And I got to go with Prime Time, Fort Myers.
All right. Trickster?
I think this is going to be very similar to last year. Who did they beat right out the gate that they weren't expected to win? It was going to be close, but they'd lose to. Do you remember who it was?
Oh, their first game. Yeah,
It was someone. It
wasn't USC or
no,
Oregon or something like that.
It was a bigger team that they were.
USC was the eye opener. That's when everything started to go south.
Oh,
yes,
that's right.
But they beat. I want to say it was a Big Ten team. They beat that they shouldn't have beat, at least on paper going into.
No, they went into TCU and they won at TCU.
TCU is who it was, and they just played a national championship the year before, and they go into TCU and beat TCU. Exactly. So I think Nebraska is going to be a lot like that this year. The warm-up game with North Dakota State that they didn't look impressive till the second half. North Dakota State's a good team. They played well together. They don't have the size that Nebraska has, but they work well together. I don't know how well Nebraska's going to work this year, and they've sucked for so long after being good for so long. I think I'm going with the Buffaloes.
Nice.
So
right.
All three of you are on Colorado?
No, not me.
Or
No,
Carl
Not
went
me.
Nebraska.
I went with Nebraska.
Colorado wins.
I'm going with Utah. I'm going with Yoda. I'm saying Nebraska wins. So we're 2-2. So this is a tough game.
We love Fort Myers.
Going on the road. Even though Prime thinks God's with him.
Well, he's got ESPN, Fox News, Aflac, State Farm. Everyone's with him.
and just about every other former NFL football player on the staff. So, all right. So we're split on the Colorado-Nebraska game. The next one in probably the game of the day, the Longhorns go into the Big House to play and play Michigan in Ann Arbor. Defending national champion, Texas looked really, really good last week. Quinn Ewers looked awesome, but then Arch Manning comes off the bench when they're blowing him out, and he plays and throws a couple touchdown passes. Looked phenomenal. Can Texas go in and beat Michigan without Michigan? Doesn't have Connor Stallions, doesn't have Jim Harbaugh. You know, what's going on? What do you think, boys? C-Nic?
I like Texas in this game. Quinn, 20 for 27, 260 yards, 3 touchdown passes. The receivers have a ton of speed. I think Texas is going to be victorious.
All right. C-Nic, how do you follow that up?
Well, you know me, I don't pay much attention to stats, but I think Texas has, a really good team. I think a lot of guys came back. Michigan got they were destiny last year. So I think, with that type of luck, almost like a Florida State season.
And I want to say they had 12 or 13 guys go in the draft.
Yeah. So I think Texas can go in and get the job done.
All right. So we got 2 on Texas. Trickster?
Well, I was listening to Colin Cowherd today, and he was like a proud peacock. Do it. Talking about how good the Big Ten is and how awesome they are. They went 17-1.
Regard me.
Exactly. How they went 17-1, and they're awesome. They get humbled this week. I will give USC the newest addition to the Big Ten, beating LSU. Good win for them. But I think Texas goes into the Big House, which is an extremely hard place to win because of the number of people. But I think they go in and win it. I think they win the game.
Well, I live by one rule and one rule only. You root for Illinois and whoever's playing Michigan.
Well, there you go.
Texas. Hook 'em horns, baby.
Nice.
All right.
So we're all on Texas.
We're all on Texas. That means play Michigan.
Yep.
Because like last week, the 2 we gave you, when we all 4 went in one direction, the opposite happened.
What's the line on it?
I don't have that.
It's 7.5.
Is it? Thank you, C-Nic.
Who's obviously Texas is
Texas
favored.
a favorite? Yeah.
Take Michigan with the points, but
Yeah.
I think Texas wins the game.
Okay.
We'll put a little caveat on it that way. I think Michigan with the points at home should be okay. Not one of my power picks, people.
7.5. You think they stay within the touchdown?
I
a little
think
more than a
they
touchdown?
do, but I think Texas wins the game.
Yeah, that hook's going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we're going to move to the southeast. Old Rocky Top is heading to NC State to play the Wolfpack. The 14th ranked Tennessee Volunteers and the 24th ranked NC State Wolfpack. C-Nic, give us some love there. You going ACC or are you taking the SEC?
I'm going to give the points. I'm going to take Tennessee. Both quarterbacks had a pretty even game, both threw three touchdown passes, over 300 yards, experience O-lines, but I like Tennessee in this game.
Okay. J-Nic?
I know you're asking me, but I'm just gonna wait for Trick's power picks. I think that's the that's the money shot. This is, you can flip a coin. I do like NC State, but I was wrong last week, so I'm laying it all on Trick.
All right, Trickster.
Much like Michigan, but in a different way, NC State is a tough place to go in and play. As Florida State, they were your nemesis for a long time, even though you were a much better team, in my opinion.
100.
But I still think Tennessee doesn't have they have one thing on their mind, and that's beating Alabama and Georgia. And if they can accomplish those two things, that is what they're focused on, and they will not hit a speed bump with NC State. They're ranked because they won last week and the right amount of teams lost. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be ranked.
Okay. All right.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And
I'm
it's
on-
all
Out of bubblegum.
I'm on the Volunteers. Well, the last game we have on our board before we get to Trick's trifecta, I'm hoping it's not the only time I get to talk about them this year, but the number 19 Kansas goes into Illinois, into Champaign to play my Illini. My Illini won last week, 45-zip in their opener. Kansas rolled in theirs as well. Come on, C-Nic. Please say the Illini.
Sorry, big guy. It's Texas that's Kansas all the way.
Oh, shit.
Here comes the drizzle.
Okay. J-Nic?
There's no way I would ever bet against the Illini with this guy sitting next to me in fear that he might sit on my ass.
Well, did you notice? That's why I was getting up.
I wondered what you were doing.
I was getting ready to run.
I was wondering what you were doing, getting ready to run.
Yeah,
Okay.
The Illini,
I thought you had to fart.
the Illini covers.
Okay. I like that. Trickster?
Yeah, I was thinking about putting that in as one of my power picks, but I did not. It's Kansas, the Jayhawks. They're good in one sport. It's called basketball. It's not football. They're having to come into your hometown or your home stadium, excuse me. Don't embarrass yourself, Scully. You're better than that. You got this. I'm going for the outright win, Illinois.
I see. I think this is a big, big game for Brett Bielema. Huge game.
Yes.
So he's got to take a couple steps forward in this year and try to get to 8 wins. And he's got to have this one. So my heart, my blood, everything, I've sweat and tears for that place. I'm rooting for you, baby. Go get him, Brettster. All right. The rest of the schedule has a bunch of directional universities playing big schools. We won't get into that. My man, you are on fire. You were 3-0 last week. I know you're going to do Trick's picks in both the NFL and college, but let's give us the college version of Trick's picks. And if you didn't go with my guy last week, you were not very smart because he won you major cash.
Thank you for that nice introduction, Scully. That's why I did wear my shirt. Paid the man his money.
He beat me. Straight up. Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Little KGB for you. If you haven't seen the movie Rounders, great movie. Watch it. And that's one of the best lines in it.
Absolutely. Like Buckner walking back into Shea.
Yes.
Even our sound guys cashed in on that.
Absolutely.
Yes, which is great. That's what it's for. I'm here to give.
Everybody's a winner.
So this week in the college Tricks power picks, I like Georgia Tech. They're minus 2.5 points. I think they have a lot of confidence with Florida State. I was really worried about them last week because I liked them last week too, but I was worried they were going to have a letdown.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't, and I think they come strong again. It's only 2.5. It's a field goal. They seem to be able to keep things close. I think they cover the 2.5 no problem. The other one, and this is an upset alert, Arkansas. They're playing Oklahoma State, and they're catching 7.5 points. Now, Arkansas blew up Sister Mary's of the Blonde, and Oklahoma State did Fathers of the Blonde. So they both blew out whoever they played. But I think Arkansas has the horses they need to go in there, and I think they might actually win the game outright. So if you want to get really fancy, bet them plus the 7.5, and then bet them money line. So even if you lose the money line, you should cover on the points because I think it should be a good money line. It should be around 280 to maybe 300 because it's 7.5 or maybe 250 for a $100 bet. And I think you'll do okay. I have 3 more. Ole Miss, minus 41.5, and the game total over 63. They are going to score a shit ton of points. 1, because it's Lane Kiffin. 2, because the team they're playing against played a podunk team and let them put up 21, and they scored 35. So my guess is they're going to put up probably 45, 48, and in the last fourth quarter when they're crushing them, they're going to get 2 backdoor cover field goals, and you'll hit your over. Maybe 3, because they'll get another one to go with it. So the over of Ole Miss minus 41.5. And then the last one, Oklahoma, minus 29. They're playing a team that got beat by 21 points by a very bad team. And Oklahoma, it was UNLV. UNLV beat the team they're playing by 21 points, or 20 points, I can't remember exactly, last week. And the team that Oklahoma played, I believe it was Tulsa, could beat UNLV. So I don't think they're going to have any problem covering the 29. Again, we're all about show points right now.
Right.
Because this is when you get it. As you go further in, the schedule gets harder.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to win. But we're talking show points right now. So those are my 5 power picks in college football. Again, 3-0, baby, last week. I got to enjoy it while I can.
I'm rich and I'm dead sexy.
Yes.
One thing I do know, if the sun's up and he's putting in action, you got to go with him.
Oh, absolutely.
He is on fire. But my question is, the 29, do you buy it down to 28?
I don't think you need to, but if you want to just feel a little better, because that's not a bad question, John. I mean, it's going to cost you 20% to do it. If you're betting $100, it's $20. So why not? Why take the risk? What you might want to do is get it in now, though, because I have a feeling Oklahoma's going to get a lot more action, and you might be buying it down from 30.5, to get it down to 30.
All right.
Yeah.
So get it in. The Ole Miss and Oklahoma get in now. As soon as you hear this, go to your legal gambling sites and put it in now, because those numbers will go up. And if they don't, by some chance, which they will, double down on it.
America, this is a way to make easy money. He's been on fire. Absolutely on fire. As we get into the next, we're going to switch from college football, gentlemen, to the National Football League. We got some great games. Obviously, the opener tonight. But when we come back, please follow, like, and subscribe. X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
Instaface, don't forget.
As
about
always,
Instaface.
we want to thank our good friends over at Coastal Title and our boy Bob Hamer.
Bob
Thank
and
you,
Ruda.
Bobby. Bob and Rudy Hamer,
Thank you, Bobby.
the best.
Thank you, man.
And we'll be back in just a minute. The reality check. Welcome back, America. The next segment, we're getting into the NFL. But again, I always want to thank my man, Bob Hamer at Coastal Title. Thanks for your belief in us, Bobby. You are the best. Well, gentlemen, it's opening night. The Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions.
Oh, my Lord. Finally, it's here.
Hosting the Baltimore Ravens. There.
Yeah. I love that, dude.
The Sloth.
It's showtime.
There we go.
Yeah, my man. I've been waiting for that for 6 weeks.
So talk to me. What do we think about tonight's game? Carl, you got any hot picks tonight? Hot takes on the old Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions?
The line, is it still 3?
It's still 3.
I still like Baltimore. I know they have a tough time against KC. I think they're 1-4 against KC. But I think Lamar, it's going to be his night. Derrick Henry, I know, Trick, you're saying that he's going to blow a tire, but I think he's going to have a big night tonight. And I think Baltimore is going to have a very good year, and it's going to start tonight
In Arrowhead. Okay. C-Nic?
I got to go with Monsignor.
All right.
I just feel like I don't know that it takes a while for KC to kind of get rolling in the season. So I just feel like Baltimore has a little bit more chip on their shoulder. They have more to prove. So they go in there and take care of business.
Well, Mr. On Fire, pay the man his money.
Well, I feel a very strange, how does one say, deja vu? Because I feel like Clemson was the same thing last week when they both picked Clemson. And I said, you're the ones that make the bookies the money because all the money was going on Clemson, like all the money is going on Baltimore. And someone here, I believe, said that not only was 13 not enough, but you could actually take an alternate line and bet 22 that Georgia would destroy them that bad. And I believe got ridiculed and laughed at by this one. So this is a horrible pick by my friend to my left. Awful.
Listen, I am a little jealous of your picks last week, and don't make me Tanya Harding your ass. 'Cause I'm coming after you, I swear.
Well,
I mean, come on, man. I mean, just show a little respect. I had one bad game, maybe two. You went 3-0. You're now you're like held up as some sort of god.
Dun, dun, dun. But here's the
I'm
one
coming
thing.
for you.
That's
I'm
fine. I
coming for
love
you.
it. Well, everyone comes with a person on top.
I'm a little jealous. I mean, yeah, your number's bigger than mine, so I get it. This week.
But here's the reason why I'm going with Kansas City, in case that wasn't obvious. To quote my buddy Yoda over here and the Revenge of the Nerds movie, with Lamar's limp-wristed throwing style, they haven't made the football float like that javelin did in the movie. And he's going to throw a ton of picks. It's going to be bad. Henry's blowing a tire. This game is going to be over by the third quarter.
You know the one I feel for right now is your beautiful wife, Laura, because you have more useless, senseless shit inside that head.
You can see him running like this with Chariots of Fire going, and he goes, woo! And it's
there you go. Well done, shooter. Okay, so you're on the chefs.
Yes, against Lamar's limp-wristed throwing style.
All right, so we got 2 Ravens, 1 chef. All right, then we move south 15,000 miles to Sao Paulo tomorrow night, and Shooter's Pack going against the Eagles. God, I hope nobody gets hurt down there.
The San Paulo or Sao Paulo?
Is it Sao Paulo, San Paulo? I don't know.
Just say Brazil.
It's the last place in the world I want to go is Brazil.
Let's all go to Brazil.
C-Nic, help me out here.
It's a bit surprised that the line is only -2.
Eagles given 2.
Yeah. Here again, I think Philly, they are weak against the pass, but I like Philly in this game. I would definitely lay the points.
J-Nic?
I'm going with the Pack because he went with Philly.
Yes.
Okay.
What happened to the Monsignor?
It's that simple.
I hurt his feelings.
It's that simple. Trickster?
So the few things I've heard on the radio is I haven't heard anyone from Green Bay complaining. Like much Midwesterners never complain. Everyone in Philly has been complaining up a storm about how they were looking forward to it. Now they're told they can't leave their hotel room, like what you alluded to earlier on the start of the show. With that said, negative gets negative. Give me the Pack.
Atta boy.
Way to work your way back into the Shooter's good graces. Look at you. I see that. All right. Well, I'm rooting for the Pack too. All right. The next game we have on the slate is a state game. The Jags at the Dolphins. Dolphins are laying 3.5 at home against the Golden Boy coming in with the locks of hair. C-Nic?
Don't really think it matters. Being in Miami, I would take the points and take the Jags.
Ooh, okay. J-Nic?
What kind of son are you to our father? That was his favorite team, even when we lived in New York growing up as kids.
So is that why you're picking Miami?
Absolutely.
You're just going, just
pure heart, baby. Pure heart. I'm all heart.
It's that simple.
Bob Greasy, Dan Marino, Duper,
Larry Zonka.
Okay.
Come on.
Talking about the 1972 Dolphins. This is not the 92.
I'm bringing it back.
Hill.
Fins, baby. Fins.
All right.
So
I love it. So we got a little brotherly split here.
From the guy in the freaking Jets jersey over there.
Exactly.
We know who he's going for.
Help me understand this. And by the way, Miami, I'm always up to be hired because apparently whoever you have making your schedule is an idiot. the heat is really going to bother Jacksonville this time of year. Because let me tell you, if I recall, now granted the KC did win the Super Bowl, but wasn't it because they had to play in like a sub-degree temperature that Miami got beat by Kansas City?
Oh, Miami was frozen in the
right. So again, you can't help that part of it because it was based on your record. But here's the thing: why would you play a team that's used to playing the heat now? The first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, you need to be playing the Jets, Buffalo, everyone you can. You need to have them down here so they will die in the humidity. You know who's not dying in the humidity?
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Maybe the Fins should be in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, right. No doubt. But my point is any Northern team that you're going to play, you know who they are before. Try to get them into your state.
That's traditionally why they always put Buffalo in December.
Well, but see, that's why they need to put them down there. But regardless, I think the Fins win the game, but I believe Jacksonville covers.
So to keep within a field goal.
That's just stupid.
They do. I think the Fins win, but I think they Jags keep it close.
Okay. So we got 2 Dolphins and 1 Jags. Or are you saying Jags cover? So 2 Jags, 1 Dolphin.
No, because this segment's just on who wins. So I'm going with the Dolphins.
You're going with the Dolphins. Okay. And then we're going to transition, gentlemen, into your fantasy games now before we get into Tricks Blitz at the end.
Are we going to talk about my team?
Oh, Jesus.
How about that?
My bad, Carl. I'm
sorry. Did you not see the shirt?
I was blinded by the shirt. My mistake. We got to go out to the Bay Area.
Who wants to talk about the Jets?
It's disrespect.
I do.
Aaron is getting out Monday night to play against San Francisco 49ers. Sorry, I'm very sorry, Carl.
It's disrespect.
Apology accepted.
Let tell us what you think.
Well, I'm not going to jump on I'm not going to have FSU syndrome and just talk up my Jets.
Because they're getting 4.5.
They are getting 4.5. But, again, they're going to San Fran. There's a lot riding on this game for the Jets. And until they can prove me wrong, I am going to go with San Fran and give it the points.
Turncoat, red rat bastard. You're wearing the shirt. You have to go with that.
Did you not hear me say about FSU syndrome? Did you not hear Mark King just touting his team? Okay, I'm not going to do that. If they win, awesome. Now we really have a Super Bowl contender.
More to add.
I'm thinking Mike Greenberg's watching this saying, how's this guy in the air in that Jets jersey not picking the Jets?
I'm going to go next.
Okay.
Jets, baby. Jets.
Oh, Carl, this is your one opportunity. For the love of God.
I don't know how.
You had the platform. You have the jersey. If you ever have a chance to pick the Jets, it was now. You know why? Because they have 0 losses. Right now. They have 0 losses right now.
And they're getting points.
They're getting 4.5. I remember the conversation with Scully last year.
I do
sitting at our local blue watering hole.
Yes.
Okay. And
I was there.
I believe
we went through the wins and losses.
We did.
Yes.
We did. Went through everything. I thought I had everything dialed in.
You did, but one thing. Rodgers getting hurt, and they still won, I think, 6 or 7 games.
And you know what? It's on my mind. So, look, I'd love for the Jets to win. But again, 4.5 points, I don't think.
Jets win.
Okay.
Bingo.
All right. Go with the Jets. You heard it all from the group. Scully?
So we got 2 Jets and 1 Niners. And the 1 Niners is the guy in the Jets jersey. For the record.
You cannot make this up.
You can't make this up.
I didn't even know how to come back from that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to join you, boys. I'm going with Aaron. So I'm rooting hard for the Jets. Carl, we're rooting hard for you. Okay,
even though you're not.
I love it. I mean,
that's what will trend.
Yes.
Has there ever been anybody on the internet that literally picked the opposite team with
the jersey on? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
You might break the internet with that, Carl. Oh my God.
Yoda's wisdom. Here we go.
So let me guess, Carl, you like the Jets, yes? No.
San Fran.
This isn't a San Fran jersey? My bad.
My name is not Mark King.
Oh man, I can't wait to see what jersey you wear next week.
I now hope the Jets win so bad, and I'm gonna bring him a San Fran jersey to wear
and make him wear that on the show.
And
we can put the helmet on. It's right behind your head.
There you go.
I will wear that jersey.
Carl, here's the deal, Carl.
That's a good bet.
The in-house bet. We're not betting the $2, but if the Jets win the game, you have to do the show next week with that 49ers helmet on that's behind Trick's head.
It's right here.
Done.
So you're doing the show with the 49ers helmet on. Oh, I want
God, me too.
Jets to win. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, we're gonna change the routine here and go with fantasy. I need your fantasy picks, and you guys got to put it out there. They got to put it on tape now because your rosters are submitted, aren't they?
You can change.
No,
them.
You can change them all the way
up until Sunday.
You can choose
1?
tonight's game, and then you can change it for Friday this week. Friday.
Yeah,
Sunday,
so it has to be submitted now, but after tonight's game, you can change it up to Friday once that game's played. If you don't have those players going, you can change it.
You got the 2 nights and then
you
change
can
for
change
Sunday.
Right.
If players haven't played. Okay. Well, C-Nic, let's give us some fantasy wisdom before we turn it over to the 2 guys that are in the upper 1% of the country.
Here's Johnny.
That's a hard no. I'm not giving you my picks because Greenberg I owe $4 to, and it really pisses me off. I still haven't paid him, which I was supposed to pay him at the launch party. I'm not doing it.
I agree with you, John. It's just we have too many head-to-head bets here, so I don't know if I can go ahead and give my whole lineup. I may give a couple of obvious ones, but that's about it.
I mean, the DraftKings will do.
Okay, let's do the DraftKings then.
I mean, gentlemen, Trick, you gonna give up your lineup?
Yeah, that's a hard no.
Of course,
that's a hard no. I ain't giving
hell no.
I'm gonna give you 2 things: Jack and shit, and Jack left town. Let that one settle in.
All right, Shooter, over there behind the board. Do these 3 knuckleheads not understand the concept of the show that we're supposed to be giving out fantasy picks, top fantasy picks?
Their minds are all messed up. Their teams are losing. They're Gator flustered, Seminole flustered. Carl doesn't even know what team he's rooting for. So they got problems going on.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm gonna require you, each one of you, to give us one of your best picks. It can be a quarterback, running back, or a receiver, but a must-have on your roster for week 1.
Okay, and then I'll do the
and then you can do the DraftKings picks.
Sure.
All right. So C-Nic, give me one must-have on your roster, and I bet I can tell you who it is. Keon Coleman.
No.
He's so tainted with Florida State right now. He's watched him away too. Bye, Felicia.
I feel like whenever these teams go to different countries, usually a running back kind of takes over. So I'm going to go with Barkley.
Saquon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yoda.
I'm going to go with St. Brown, Detroit. I think the totals on that is over 50 against the Rams. So yeah, I like I'm on for as my wide receiver.
Trickster.
Tyreek Hill. You got to go with him.
Okay.
Jags defense awful. Tua, all he knows how to do is throw it, and then once they get up, they'll run it. But Hill's the way to go.
It's a good pick.
All right, so we got Saquon, Tyreek, and Ahmad St. Brown, excuse me.
Yes.
From the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to go with a sleeper. Marvin Harrison.
Oh.
Junior.
Yep. See, I knew he was a sleeper.
That was Carl's sleeper.
Yes, he was.
Going with
Number 4th pick overall. Sleeper.
By the way, he's on Carl's
By the way,
roster anyway.
Fourth,
so that's 2 picks.
4th most expensive wide receiver in DraftKings.
Why would you do that?
But he's a sleeper.
Why would you do that?
He's a sleeper. Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
Trickster, give some wisdom to our folks out there watching.
So apologies for looking down. I don't have this memorized off the top of my head.
That's fine.
So sorry I'm reading. But basically for the draft teams that I put in for a 10K huddle Sunday through Monday, my for value, Jared Goff at 6,300, A-Train from Miami at 68, Bijan Robinson. I know it's Bijan, but I like saying it the way I say it. 7,700. Godwin at 58. Slayton at 44. Little weak. Jay Williams with Detroit. He's going to be the number 2 guy there.
Jameson Williams.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, Jay. Well,
Okay.
The letter J, but yes, Jameson Williams for 4,500. Kittle, I think is going to have a good game against the Jets.
No way.
The only place that they're weak on is, and by the way, the defense is phenomenal, but The only place they are weak is tight end because their safeties are good for deep. The front line is stupid.
Right.
Again, I don't think he's going to have a phenomenal game, but I think for the money, he's
I know you said it's hard. I mean,
Right.
and you can read mine too.
Metcalf is 6,200 for the flex, and the Buffalo Bills defense is one. And then that's mine. And then let me give you Johnny's, if Johnny is okay with that.
I am okay.
Or would you like to give it?
No, you
Okay.
go right ahead.
Just make sure that is the one you picked.
No.
Mother bitch. All right, hold on. Let me try this one. I know. Well, y'all could help a brother out and fill some time in, but I understand you don't want to. Oh, I think this might be it. It looks like your boy there.
That's sexy.
Yep.
That's
All
it.
right.
That's
So
it.
John's pick is Burrows at 6,500. I like that. B. Croman from LA. I'm not even sure who that is. He's a running back.
Blake
4,800.
Corum.
Corum.
Blake
Sorry,
Corum.
Corum. Sorry.
University of Michigan, national champs.
Kay Williams from you've got two running backs from the same team. I love it. But by the way, as I like to call him, Karen Williams,
Yes.
is now returning punts, by the way, for the
That's why.
Corum.
team, which I think is great. No,
Oh,
Corum.
punts.
No, Corum.
No, it's not. Look, you know what? You're right. That's who's doing it. Jamar Chase, love it. Coleman. See, he stuck his boy in right here on the DraftKings. He stuck it in. I love it.
Had to.
St. Brown, love that. Schultz, it's a tight end. Flex from Arizona. Pascal is the second guy behind Harrison. And the Lions. I mean, great lineup for because it's hard.
It
what
is.
you have to
It
do.
is. Yeah.
But those are our DraftKings lineup. Because Carl, you didn't do one, did you? You
I
didn't
did
finish
not.
it. Okay.
No, I didn't.
Next week we'll all three do one like that. But
And
yeah,
we'll have the records for you how they did next week.
Yeah, I'll
like we
tell you
did.
my team next week that I had this week.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll finish up the NFL segment. You obviously you were 3-0 last week in the college world. We got your picks earlier for the colleges. How about the NFL?
I have
these people some money.
I have two picks that I like. I like Kansas City at -3 because it went from a half, which means people are loading up on Baltimore. I think everyone likes Baltimore as far as the point spread goes, but I think Mahomes is going to be fired up, and I think they cover. I like Denver, even though I think they're going to be horrible with 6 points because they're playing the Sea Chickens. And again, Geno Smith, DK Metcalf should do well, but the other kid is hurt. The other wide receiver, the guy that can fly, is out. So, I believe he's probable, or most likely he's not playing. So I think Seattle does not win that game. I think Denver actually wins it outright, but you're getting 6 points. And then I did a little something different for the pros than I did for college, because college to me is a lot harder to do this with. I did a tease, and usually teases are known to tease you to win because you never win with a tease. The only person I've ever known to win with a tease is my man to my left. He is the king of it. But I came up with one that was good, and it's the Bengals from 8-2, so they got to win by a field goal against the Patriots, and the Bills from 6.5 to a half, so they just have to win the game against
Arizona,
right? And they're coming to New York.
Yeah, Bills are at home.
That is a phenomenal tease.
Yeah,
so
that is a
and
great
they're probably
tease.
going to cover.
Right. So with it, because I do like the tease so much, what I did was, and Johnny and I have talked about this before, is that what we found is when you do a tease and it does win, because again, it teases you to win. Usually, had you just bet the team straight up, you would have hit them that way too. So I did the same. Both of these are $100, or whatever your units are is fine. Mine's 100 legally. Is $100 parlay minus -8, minus -6.5 to see if they'll cover. If they get screwed that way, your T should offset the 100 and you should be at 0. If not, you should be at 350 off those two bets. And then you've got the KC and Broncos.
Well, America, you heard it. He is on fire. Let's see. He's got his 3 picks in college football. Now his 3 picks in the National Football League. Let's hope you go 6-0 this week, my man.
Let's
then
do
you'll be
it.
setting the record. Well, we'll be back in just a minute to go through final thoughts. Great job today, guys, on your picks. Fantasy, got that tease in there. Please follow, like, and subscribe on all the social media opportunities. The Reality Check. We'll be back in just a minute. We want to thank our friends at the Brighton team, the new eXp Realty in the Fort Myers area. If you need a house down here, call eXp Realty, the Brighton team. Thank you. to the reality check. Well, gentlemen, it's time for final thoughts. C-Nic, lay down what's on your mind this week.
Oh, yeah. What's the difference between a boner and a bonus?
I have no idea.
Oh, no. He's
Your
not.
wife will blow your bonus.
Oh, well, it never gets old, does it?
Oh, my God. Okay. Where do we go from here?
That's very true.
That's my final thought.
Oh, poor
And I
Kelly.
believe your own joke, yes.
Oh, poor Kelly.
Oh, yeah. I live it. Love it. Live it, love it. Live it, love it. What can I say?
Okay. A trick? I mean, you two are... Oh, how do I follow that?
No, I think it's great.
What sands your paper?
There once was a man from Nantucket. Oh, sorry.
What sands your paper this week, my brother?
What sands my paper this week is the sheer fact of everyone complains about a level playing field, yet we don't want to have one. This kind of came last second, and I've seen this on different social medias where you ask Alexa. Why should I vote for Kamala Harris? And it would give you a reason as to why. You could ask the same question about Donald Trump, and it would say, we can't give political views. Then it would say, why shouldn't you vote for Donald Trump? And it would give you a plethora of reasons why you shouldn't. And then when it was asked about Vice President Harris, you have we can't give that information out. We don't get involved. It's since been patched after it was found, but how long was it out there, and how many people actually asked Alexa?
Fucking way.
Exactly. I mean, here's the thing. Either make it to where we can't give political advice on all four ways that you ask, or give reasons that are both all positive or against. When you ask, why shouldn't I or why should I, the should needs to be positive, the shouldn't needs to be negative. Or better yet, just do what they did originally and make it so that we have no comment, basically.
Oh, I thought that was Russian interference.
Oh, no, that's right. The only
Aren't
ones
they
that...
interfering in elections again?
Well, we're not going to get on this road too much, but quick story. When I was officiating high school football and you went and talked to the coaches, when you went to the one coach, said, Coach, is there anything you want us to look out for? Yeah, I want you to watch them, block them below the belt, coming, swinging around and chop blocking. Go to the next coach, he'd say whatever. No matter what the two coaches said, that's exactly what we watched for their team, because that's what their team did. And this is the exact same thing now. Whatever side is saying the other side is doing, that's what they're doing. And that side saying they're doing this, that's what they're doing. So just make it even. Don't bitch about DEI and then not do it.
Oh, don't get me started on DEI. We're gonna move on from Sans' paper because I could get on a soapbox, and I'm not going to do that today. C-Nic, give me some Yoda wisdom. Help me out here with bonus and DEI.
And Nantucket.
Well, and little boy.
And pussy galore.
Well, understand, this is not coming from C-Nic, okay? This is coming from Yoda. And Yoda says everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it.
Like
go Jets! Yeah, go Jets!
Like your Jet jersey. That's really apparently a San Francisco jersey.
Oh, that's good. I love it, Yoda. That's beautiful.
Well done.
Way to wrap that.
Glad to have you here today, Carl.
All right, Shooter, give me this day in sports, my friend.
All right, gentlemen, this day in sports. In 1925, the 29th U.S. Golf Amateur Championship was won by Bobby Jones. Long time ago.
Yeah.
And he was an amateur.
Yep.
In 1972, Mark Spitz becomes the first athlete to win 7 Olympic gold medals today. That's pretty huge.
Yeah, I was there.
Back then.
Banana hammock.
Yoda was there. And in 1994, Dan Marino throws 5 TDs in a Dolphins win over New England and it was an NFL record with his 18th game with 4 or more touchdowns. That's massive.
That boy could sling the rock.
And we have one trivia question here. In 1994, who caught 2 TDs and ran for another to surpass Jim Brown as the all-time NFL TD leader with 127?
Caught 2, ran for 1?
Yep. 1994.
Jerry Rice.
Ding, 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 ding.
I was going to say it was San Francisco.
Well done. Well done.
Ooh, that may be a sign.
That's a good pick.
And
Well
we
done.
have some in memorial. In 2006, today, at the age of 44, we lost the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin. Yes, Stingray got him.
I thought you was Crocodile Dundee.
No. In 2011, at the age of 56, we lost, and he had a restaurant here in town, Leroy Selman's, defensive end for Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in 2021, offensive tackle for Pittsburgh, one of Bobby Hamer's boys, Tunch Ilkin, died at the age of 63. And we have 2 birthdays today. In 1949, Tom Watson was born. He turned 75 today. And lastly, in 1968, Mike Piazza was born. He is 56.
Happy birthday, Mike.
And that's your day in sports.
Okay. Well, lads, that's a great show. Great job. We had some fun stuff today. Well done. We look forward to next week. We'll have a guest of ours, number 49 from the Detroit Lions, their long snapper, good friend to the show. Hogan Hatton makes his debut. And stay safe out there. Thanks for tuning in. We're the Reality Check. The truth is the reality. What is that? I can't even think of it right now.
The truth as we see it.
Yeah,
I was
Pussy
laughing
Galore
at
got
Carl,
me.
not your boy. I was laughing at Carl going like this.
Yeah, Pussy Galore got me.
Yeah.
The truth as we see
She
it.
usually does.
Yes, thank you. And we'll see you next week on the Reality Check. Have a great day. Thank you.
Peace.